approach the blessed month of Zulhijjah, we'll be discussing the importance and the significance of performing Korban.
Yes, that's right. This year, we are offering our Korban services to 35 countries and a total of 37 locations. But that's not all. We're also offering chilled Korban for our donors here in Singapore, so be sure to secure your slots before the closing date.
Alright, and tonight we'll be hearing from a few of our staff members, and if you have ever wondered what it's like experiencing Korban abroad, stay tuned.
Last but not least, we'll be taking questions from the audience, so be sure to drop yours in the comments on Facebook and YouTube. Now, before we start talking about our Korban relief campaign, maybe Aiman, you can share with us why we should actually do Korban.
Alright, as we know, as Muslims, Korban is the way which we commemorate the ultimate sacrifice Prophet Ibrahim AS and Prophet Ismail AS were willing to make for Allah SWT. And Prophet Muhammad SAW performed this rite, and Muslims today continue to follow his example. And the most important of this is absolute devotion and submission. As you all know, the word Islam actually means to submit, And the first 10 days of Zulhijjah are the most virtuous days of the year, the most virtuous actually. Yeah, and in which Allah SWT has blessed His ummah, with opportunities to multiply their rewards through His infinite mercy. And these days are so sacred that Allah swears an oath by them, by the dawn, by the 10 nights. And so that's why Korban is highly recommended. And if you perform your Korban with Global Ihsan Relief, you can be rest assured that your sacrifice will feed the most needy around the world.
Thank you so much, Aiman, for your explanation. I bet some of you at home or outside, you guys have benefited from that. Now, whether you have done your Korban with us or wondering where to start, here's a short snippet of how your donations will benefit dozens of people.
Alright, that was very insightful, and Amira, that video actually made me so excited for our upcoming deployments. Okay, a question for you. Have you actually been to Aceh, Indonesia?
I have not. Have you?
I have not actually been to Aceh, and but for today, we have two people who have been to Aceh multiple times, and they are here to share with us their experience in Aceh during Eid al-Adha. And that was last year. But before that, here's some trivia about Aceh itself, okay? Or a teka-teki lah for you guys, okay? So if you know the answer, please comment down. Okay, and the question is, what drink is rooted in Acehese culture?
What drink is rooted in Aceh?
Yeah, let me repeat again. What drink is rooted in Acehese culture? Alright, if you wanna know the answer, okay, and if you know the answer, comment down below and we will reveal the answer later on. Okay, but first, let's welcome our first two guests of the evening, Naziha and Aisha.
Thank you so much, Aiman and Amira.
Thank you so much for having us.
Welcome to the talk show.
Okay, so actually Naziha and I are delighted to be here tonight to share with you guys our experience, especially to Amira, since this is first time going to Aceh. So we have a lot of very good stories to share with all of you. So, but first, maybe Naziha, do you like to share with us something about Korban for Orphans Project?
Yeah, thank you, Aisha. So, for the viewers out there who might not know this, so orphans are actually at the heart of what we do here in Global Ihsan Relief. And for the month of Zulhijjah, we want to give back to our sponsored orphans who are especially living in Aceh and Sri Lanka. And we want to give them something a little bit special for Eid al-Adha. So maybe I can ask Aiman and Amira, do you know how many sponsored orphans you have in Aceh?
I can give probably like a ballpark figure. Boleh? Okay, I think it's roughly about 500.
We just close. How about you, Aiman?
300.
300. No, we have 700.
700?
Yeah, we have 700
I would have won
orphans.
if it was a game. I would have won.
Yeah, but you didn't hit them, okay. So we have 700 sponsored orphans in Aceh, and me and Aisha and two of other staff members, we had the blessing of meeting a few handful families last year in Aceh. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, for every Eid, we tend to give something special to our orphans and especially children, even if they are refugee children across the world. So we give sweet treats, we give new Eid clothing and toys and things that children will enjoy. And especially for Eidul Adha, we want to give them something that they only eat twice a year. So we found out during our trip last year that these orphan families, they only eat meat twice a year.
And that is
So
when?
yeah, and it's only during Aidil Fitri and Aidil Adha. Yeah, and for us, like a new salai shop just opened behind us. So you can imagine how surprising we felt. And they shared how their diet and their lifestyle only consists of rice and veggies, and it's a really low protein diet. So when we gave the kurban meat, you can imagine how special it was for them. Yeah, and we had a lot of good stories. So maybe Aisha, you can share one unforgettable.
Okay, so one of the heart-wrenching stories, probably when on the second day, Nazia, if you remember, we went to Rosatu's house. Rosatu is one of our beneficiary of our orphan sponsorship program. When we went there, first thing I could see was how the condition of the house. It was completely made of bamboo, and you can see that it's just terrible condition where
Is it in a hard form, the bamboo?
how to explain? It's just okay. It's two-story and it's just made of bamboo and it's exposed to extreme weather during rain or sun.
So the rain seeps
Yeah, it
through.
seeps through in.
So there's not much of protective cover lah, basically.
There isn't anything. Yeah. And when we talked to the beneficiaries, they cried, and as they share their difficulties and challenges they face living in poverty. But Alhamdulillah, your korban donation last year have helped to deliver food aid pack and fresh korban meat to the family so that it lessened their burden a little bit. Yeah.
And for all of us, I think I speak on behalf of my team last year, like it was our first time being overseas for Eidul Adha. Yeah, so I think not many people get to experience it. Usually you just spend Hari Raya Haji at the malls in Singapore. We just witness the korban here. And last year we get to pray solat.
Yes, we pray together.
Yeah, at Masjid Raya,
Yeah.
which was, I don't know if you guys saw the picture of the mosque. It was
Baitur Rahman.
Masjid
Is that
Baitur.
mosque?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, if you guys seen the picture of the impact of the tsunami.
Yeah. Okay. So fun fact. So the mosque that they are mentioning is actually the Baitur Rahman mosque,
Yes,
right? So
correct.
it was the only building
That
during
survived
the
the
2004 tsunami. It was the only building that survived. So you can imagine, yeah. Okay, I can imagine because I think I did some research before my trip, and I think I felt it was slightly like an eerie sense of feeling that I got just from that photo when I was researching on Aceh, because it really shows you like the power of our Lord. So it was kind of eerie for me,
Yeah.
but it must be a different
Can you
experience
imagine
for
the
you.
impact of that tsunami on the lives of the families? And I think me and Aisha and the rest of us, we got to witness firsthand like what the families went through after something so devastating.
Did you sorry.
Many actually lost their breadwinners also from the tsunami.
Yeah.
You see?
Now, did you guys manage to meet any of like the survivors?
I managed to speak to one of the survivors that happened to be our staff in Global Islam Relief Singapore. So he explained like he was very young and when it happened and how his family members were affected by it, losing their house, and some of his friends actually lost their whole family member and they were the only survivor of the earthquake. So meeting those people, and they are actually still are not moved on from the poverty. You know, they're still living there and trying to make do with whatever that they have. Yeah.
And when we were there last year, our schedule was quite hectic. Yeah, we had distributions almost daily.
Yes.
Yeah, and because we didn't know when Hari Raya Haji would fall on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was because in Singapore the calendar actually like you know when to expect when you're celebrating the Eid.
Yeah.
So over there we were just following the Global Islam Relief Indonesia team. So we're following the instructions. Then we got to witness korban performed by the locals. Yeah, and we actually helped to pack the meat.
The korban meat,
Yeah.
deliver it to the
Personally
houses.
deliver the houses.
So do you actually get to butcher the?
We saw it live.
We saw it
live. I think they were a bit
Taken aback.
yeah, taken aback by how it's done
Yeah.
by the locals lah. So also we didn't spend only at Aceh Besar, which was the city of Aceh, Bandar Aceh. We also traveled 6 hours. It was a 6 hours journey.
So in the car, for 6
Yeah.
6 hours journey in the car.
And it was
non-stop.
a bumpy journey to get to Aceh Utara, which is northern Aceh. So I mean, I'm not sure of your schedule. This
So all the best, Amira.
Pray for you guys, insyaAllah.
But what we witnessed at Aceh Utara, and fun fact for you guys, we were actually the first team from Global Ihsan Relief Singapore to visit our orphans in Aceh Utara. So it was, I think we all felt it was like a honor for our team to actually be able to hear their stories. Then we get to show what we witnessed to the viewers here in Singapore.
And these are all our sponsored offers,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
And like Aisha mentioned, the house of Rosatul.
Yeah, Rosatul.
Yeah, it was much
Dire
harsher and
condition.
sadder in Aceh Utara. And if Aisha mentioned Rosatul's house was made of bamboo, this one it was
It was much worse.
it was
Even there's no flooring. It's just soil, mud. So we actually have to. They actually gave us slippers to wear.
yeah.
But that's nice of them, like,
They
considering.
took care of us. Yes.
Yeah, when we are there, you will be welcomed with open arms. They will treat you more than how they treat themselves lah. Yeah, you
But
guys
they're
will be-
actually facing hardship themselves.
and they think of us first. So that's the kind of strength and the kind of welcome that you'll get in Aceh lah. Yeah, so it's such an eye-opening experience that I think for all of us we won't get to experience in Singapore. So it's a kind of a once in a lifetime experience being able to be involved in a deployment overseas. So I want to invite everyone and all the viewers out there to follow us on our mission trips this year. We have a lot of mission trips coming up, and inshallah you get to experience everything that we have as well.
Alright, so we have plenty of humanitarian trips coming up this whole year. And if you're interested, okay, for example, you know, you've been wanting to try fundraising, you've been wanting to try volunteering, okay, but you don't know where.
Volunteering overseas.
Overseas, correct. Overseas, not only in Singapore, yeah. The link, okay, if you want to try out, the link will be in the comments down below. Alright, so if let's say you want to try fundraising or volunteering, you know, overseas, you can just sign up through the link in the comments below. Okay, and we really encourage people to actually try and give this a try and try fundraising, try volunteering. Doesn't matter here in Singapore or worldwide. And I would like to thank Naziha and Aisha also for sharing your stories and your experience. And you know, when you say about looking at people smile, you know, it's heartwarming and fulfilling, you know. And also always remember to fulfill your korban with Global Ihsan Relief, because your sacrifice is their blessing.
Yes, thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. Now, if you would like to give your korban to the orphans in Aceh, there should be a QR code on your screen now. So all you have to do is just scan it and then make your donation. But if you wish to pay via bank transfer, you can visit the t.ly link below as well. And yeah, you know, before we proceed to the next special guest, did you guys manage to guess our trivia questions? Yeah. We do. Okay, we do have some answers that are right, some answers that are wrong. But I think let me just repeat the question again. So we asked, what drink is rooted in Acehnese culture? Aiman, do you want to inform our audience?
Alright. So the answer to the question, to the first trivia question of the night, is coffee. So actually in Aceh they are very famous for their coffee, which is called Gayo coffee, and Gayo coffee beans actually. And Aceh Gayo is known for its buttery and nutty taste. So it's something different, you know, something that you can't really get in Singapore. And if you ever visit Aceh, you gotta try that. You gotta 101% try that. Okay. But today we have a special collaboration we like to share with you guys. And over here you can see right in front of me. Okay, we have some
It looks
handcrafted drinks by Habib Tea.
Wow.
Yeah. So Habib Tea, I think I've tried this once before. Mango peach.
Yeah, mango peach. Yeah,
Correct.
it's mango peach. Is their latest limited edition mohiti in collaboration with us to fundraise for Kurban for Orphans. So 100% of the proceeds will go to Kurban for Orphans. And yeah, if you want to support them and you want to support us as well as the orphans, you can make your purchase now and collect them after 16th of June.
Alright. So Amira, what is this like thingies at the bottom?
It has mint leaves.
Wow.
Mint leaves and then
And popping, what is it called?
Pearls.
Pearls, yes. I was going to say popping goma.
Okay.
Popping pearls as well.
I'll give it a try later after this.
Yes.
And alright, now we are going for a short break. Don't go anywhere and stay tuned with us.
fish. Who's gonna korban a fish?
Naufal.
Yeah.
Alright. Are we back?
We're back. We're back.
Alright.
Alright, so you guys can...
We are back.
We are back.
We are
We're back. We're back. Like we said just now, DGA. Don't go anywhere. Now, if you can hear us loud and clear, you might want to drop us some emojis just so that we are safe. Drop a cow, a sheep, or a goat emoji.
Yeah,
okay,
no
guys?
fishes.
No fishes.
No.
Okay. Now, before I left off just now, I was going to tell you guys our second trivia question of the night. I
Right.
think this one will like bamboozle your mind a bit
Correct.
because it did for me.
Correct.
Now,
It's a bit of a weird question, but it happened.
No, but it happens, and
yeah.
we respect it, and
Yeah,
we
correct.
are actually
I
okay,
would do it. Yeah.
pretty excited
Yeah.
to do it. Okay, so now, which part of the camel is a popular breakfast item in Somaliland?
Yeah.
I repeat again, okay? Which part of the camel is a popular breakfast item in Somaliland? Now, if you know the answer, you can comment down below, and we'll probably give you a shout out if you got it right.
Yeah.
And we'll be back after this short break.
Alright, welcome back to Road to Zulhijjah, and before the break we had Naziha and Aisha to share their korban experience in Aceh for our korban with orphans project. And we also asked you our second trivia or teka-teki question for the night, and that was, what part of a camel is a popular breakfast dish in Somaliland? One of the countries that we are going to provide the korban at. So what is it, Amira?
Alright, the answer is liver.
Alright.
Okay, liver, yes.
Sorry, I like how you just drumble yourself and then just like reveal the answer.
I'm hyping myself up.
Okay,
I'm the best hype go for myself. Okay. Now the answer is liver because the
Alright.
liver of the camel is full of amino acids, which helps relieve fatigue and also helps the body to gain energy.
Alright. Okay, I definitely got to try it someday because I love all these spare parts or the organs. Okay, but are you going to try it, Amira?
I will. I'm excited, I guess, but maybe just once.
Just once, okay,
Yeah.
for the experience basically.
Yeah, for the experience.
Alright, and if you have any questions regarding our korban or regarding korban or our packages or our deployments, feel free to write down your comments or your questions in the comment section below. Okay, just any questions about korban, our deployments or our packages.
Yep.
And feel free. If you're watching, if you drop your comment, your questions down below in the comments, our community managers will actually gather them, and we will inshallah answer your questions. And Amira,
Yes.
on to our next segment. So let me start off with a question.
Okay.
Have you ever been for a deployment with Global Ihsan Relief?
Oh, alhamdulillah, yes. I have been activated last year to go to the winter CIP. We both have, alhamdulillah, yeah, we were activated. We went to Jordan, Lebanon and Turkey. And yeah, but this will be my first korban trip for Global Ihsan Relief. With Global Ihsan Relief, and I believe you are also activated, right?
Yes, definitely. Alhamdulillah, I am also activated for a deployment. I will share about that more later on. Okay, but it's something that I'm really excited for, and I'm really excited to share my feelings to you guys later on. And Alhamdulillah, we've been for a few trips so far, but I think witnessing korban being performed overseas is another whole new ball game.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
another
whole game.
next level kind of experience lah, basically. And now we have Sufi Rohaizat, who has been on quite a few deployments, and he's been to Rohingya refugee camps back from the start, when the crisis first began, and also recently just after the Turkey earthquake. Take it away, Sufi.
Alright guys, my name is Muhammad Sufi. So I'm going to share with you guys about my korban trip in India. I think it was in 2019. So my main role is actually a photographer and also a videographer to, take some responsibility to actually capture all of the things that's happening there, based on gain more trust from the donors and things like that. So part of it is also to check whether all of the animals are fit for kurban. I think it's a different culture there, and I'm also excited is because I can actually see how the culture there celebrate kurban. There's a lot of things. One of the things that I think is interesting is how they kept the meat. Apart from us going door to door, some of the beneficiaries actually shared with me because they don't really have a fridge there. This is sad to say lah, because not every house that we distribute, they have a refrigerator there. So what they will do is actually they're gonna dry off the meat to make it like a beef jerky, something like that, so they can actually hold the meat more than 3 months. Like for us, normally we can just keep it in the fridge. After like maybe a few weeks, we can still bring out the meat and cook and things like that. But for them, it's quite hard for them to keep or preserve the meat. So option number one is they are going to cook it straight away, and they're going to have a mass gathering and eat with their family members and things like that. Second option they are going to do, which is they're going to just preserve the meat, make the meat dry out. Like just now I mentioned, it's going to be like a beef jerky. Apart from all of this experience, I think it's really very interesting to see like Globesan goes to different countries every year to see different culture of how we are doing our kurban there. Okay, so for Turkey, I think this is the third phase that I've been to Turkey. From phase 1 to phase 3, I think I can see a lot of difference. Inshallah, we're going for the fourth phase, which is I think 2 days from now. So from phase 1 to phase 3, the difference that we faced was, one of it is the weather. So during the first 2 phases was really a cold season, and then when it comes to phase 3 and then now phase 4 is like it's more of a heat season. So one thing that they have upgraded is actually from living in a tentage, and then now we are actually trying to help them to move them to container housing. So these containers are the ones that's going to make a huge difference in their families, because there's a lot of things that are equipped inside the containers, which is like they have like proper bedrooms, toilets, and then they have proper electricity. So that is what Globesan is planning to do right now. So for phase 4, we're actually going to visit these containers because it's going to be the key handover. I think that will be a great moment for us also to capture, because you can see the amount of people that are staying in the tentage. It's at least still 2 million people in Turkey that is still staying inside a tentage. So slowly, inshallah, we will try to push more of them to stay in the container that we have sponsored them. So this container is actually going to help them to live in a proper living space, and all of this support is actually thanks to you guys, and it's still going on. So don't forget to view our website and give your support to us and them, inshallah. For this year itself, Alhamdulillah, as in Globesan is sending I think 4 teams, 1 to India, 1 to Aceh and to the Middle East, and lastly Uganda. So for myself, I'm going to Uganda, as in it's going to be one, I think it's going to be one of the most best journey, because the last time I went to an African country is back in 2018, which is Tanzania and Cameroon. So I think it's a huge gap that I have not been in an African country. So one of the things that I would like to share is there's a lot of cultures that I've done research about Uganda and African region, because back then it was more of a mission trip. It wasn't about Kurban. So this year it will be focusing more on the Kurban trip, and also we're going to visit some of our mosques there. There's 2 of our mosques that is in Uganda. One is already built and one is in the process of building. So if any one of you is actually right now watching this live, if you want to follow this journey to Uganda, you can actually do your Kurban in Uganda, and we will post all of these updates. Me, Adam and Alif, 3 of us will actually be going to Uganda. So you guys can actually follow us from JRTV and also Globesan Relief main worldwide website. So you can see all the updates that what's going to happen, as in how we're going to do the food distributions or the meat distributions, and also maybe in India they actually preserve the meat into like a beef jerky, or maybe it's the same thing there in Uganda because they don't have proper electricity. And I think one of the main issues that they have is like water. Mainly in Africa, the main crisis that they will face usually is always water. Clean water is not easy to be accessed there. So that's one of the missions also for us to go there, to not only see about our Kurban missions to make sure everything is right, but to also see what new projects we can bring back to Singapore and discuss with the team. and to build something better for them there, inshallah. For me, actually, I would like to thank the donors that have been supporting Global Ihsan in doing all of this korban, and for us also it's a great opportunity for the staff because we can experience and we learn more of how we can actually improvise better ways for your korban in any country. Alright, okay, that's all from me. So Alhamdulillah, that's all the experience that actually I had to share with you guys, and inshallah maybe you guys can support most of our korban projects. And back to you guys in the studio. Assalamualaikum.
Finally, the borders are open, and I hope our trips will be as fulfilling, right, Amira?
Yes, inshallah.
Finally, And okay, Amira, what do you expect from the trip, and have you ordered your korban yet?
Okay, yes, Alhamdulillah, I've already ordered my korban.
Alright.
Actually, I'm feeling pretty excited but nervous at the same time because this is my first korban trip abroad with Global Ihsan Relief, and it's like you've mentioned, it's a totally different ballgame.
Yeah.
It's a brand new set of experiences. It's a brand new set of course, workload. But I'm excited. I'm ready. I've done my research, so inshallah it'll be okay.
Alright.
But we have to also bear in mind that being first timers, going abroad, we are very much fortunate here in Singapore because we can purchase, chicken, mutton, beef readily at all supermarkets. But in refugee camps, the families barely get to even taste meat once a year. Like what Naziha mentioned just now. Actually, the orphans in Aceh, they only get to taste them twice a year, which is during Aidilfitri and Aidiladha. Now, I don't remember. I mean, I don't know if you remember that time when we were at our winter CIP trip. We, the feeling of seeing the smiles on their faces, even if we are giving them like balloons or something small as sweets, candies, chocolates. It's different, because they give you this body language, especially for me because I cannot converse in Arabic. They give such a different body language, expression, and emotions that we feel that, okay, you know what I'm doing is worthwhile. What I'm doing is worth it because they are so grateful and thankful, and you can just see it without hearing the word thank you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
What about you? Are you excited for anything for your upcoming trip?
Okay, I'm excited and nervous at the same time because I'll be going back to Lebanon and Turkey. Alright, so Lebanon will be distributing korban meat to the refugees. There's a lot, hundreds and thousands of Syrian and Palestinian refugees over in Lebanon. They are still staying in camps. Okay, and in Turkey we'll be giving fresh korban meat to the earthquake survivors. As you know, the earthquake happened recently. And in Lebanon, actually, I still remember back then we were in winter CIP. We were actually providing them with heating materials, gas, coal, and whatnot. Yeah. But this one is a whole new thing where we'll be distributing meat, fresh korban meat.
And then for us, it's with the food aid pack.
Yes, correct. With the food aid packs as well. And we also, when I see refugees every time, and I won't be surprised if, let's say, I were to distribute the korban meat to their camps, and after in a while, they will invite me over again to have a meal together with them, because that's how they are putting others first in front of themselves. In front of themselves, sorry. Yeah. Okay. And they when we always provide them with something, they will always pray for us.
Yes.
Yeah. Arab people have the tendency to just pray for you anytime. And what if that prayer, is accepted by Allah SWT? And that's really beautiful to see, by the refugees and whatnot. And inshallah, I really cannot wait for my trip. I hope that it'll go smoothly, and for you as well, inshallah.
Yes. I hope you get to meet the same families that we met during our winter trip.
Correct.
I hope I get to see the same families that Naziha and Aisha has already met, so that we can really see their progress, see what the state of their lives are in, see the children, because at the end of the day, these are the orphans that have been sponsored by you guys for as long as you guys are willing to donate.
Correct.
Now, before we get more into it, we are less than 1 week away from Eid al-Adha and just 11 days till our korban orders close. So please tell your family, your friends, your loved ones, your non-loved ones also can, okay? You'll get to follow Aiman and myself through our journeys to Indonesia as well as Lebanon and Turkey. And if you donate to your korban to our Korban for Orphans or Refugees projects, you can see how the impact goes. We will bring you on a journey to see how they actually receive the korban, how they cook, and then what exactly can benefit from just that small act of
Yes.
kindness, you know.
And inshallah, we'll be providing live updates over there
Yes,
also, yeah?
inshallah, yes.
Yeah.
So don't forget to follow us on Instagram, okay guys? Now, we will take some questions from the audience, okay? Our community managers will be helping us pick some questions, so you guys just stay there, hang in there, and we'll be right back.
Alright, welcome back to Road to Zulhijjah. And if you've just joined us, we've had the honor of listening to few of our staffs who have experienced Korban abroad. And with your donations tonight, inshallah, and all your donations will go towards our special project, which is Korban Relief Projects for orphans and refugees in Asia and in Africa, orphans and refugees in Africa and the Middle East. And now we'll be answering some burning questions from you guys.
Now, first of all, I want to thank you guys for staying there with us, hanging in there, and also submitting your questions.
Yep.
Okay, so first question, Aiman will take it, okay? Inshallah.
Oh, okay, me,
Yeah, you can do
okay.
it. Aiman will take it now. What is your cheapest Korban
Alright,
package?
okay. So Alhamdulillah, for Global Ihsan Relief, like Amira said just now, we are doing over 35 countries and 37 locations in total. So I think, yeah, I am from Global Ihsan Relief, but I think that's an impressive number.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a few different continents. Okay, but let me get right to it. Okay, so our cheapest package, we have actually one cow share for only, not triple digits, not $100, no. It's just for $48.
48, less than $50,
Less
guys.
than $50, correct. And Kurban is, you are highly recommended to do it if let's say you can afford to do it. So right now it's just $48. And remember, whatever you're donating, or even this $48 will be for the people over there. It'll be for the, and it's in India, correct?
Yes.
Yes, cow share, $48 is in India. So we'll be helping the needy people in India for this $48. If let's and for cow share, if let's say you want to do it just by yourself, it's possible.
Correct.
Correct. And if you have 7 people, you want to find 7 people for like 48, and you can do it. You can do that also.
Yeah.
Okay. And
I think it's important to also say that, like what Aiman has mentioned, is you can do just one cow share for
Yes,
yourself,
correct.
because at the end of the day, Korban is supposed to match your affordability.
Yes.
So we want to be that friend of yours to actually guide you through the process. If let's say you want the cheapest, the most affordable package,
Correct.
which we agree, we want to take you on that journey. We want to hold hand you through that journey.
Yeah.
So our cheapest package
oh
is
yeah,
$48.
not to forget. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, if let's say we have another team going to India.
Oh
Actually,
yes, we do. We do.
So we have another team going to India, which is your cow share. This $48. Okay, we have our GRMY, Global Ihsan Relief Malaysia team, will be going to India. Alright, and also if let's say you want to buy a whole goat, the cheapest package that we have is actually in Africa, in Malawi, for $115. Only 100, not even 120. Not even 120.
Not even 150. It's 115.
115, 115, 115, and this proceeds, and this korban meat will go to the needy people in Malawi, in Africa. In Malawi, you won't only get the pahala, you won't only get the reward, but you'll be also helping the needy people over there in Africa and in any other countries that you buy your korban from.
Inshallah,
Yeah.
inshallah, Amin, we will be able to do that. You will get a
Yeah.
pahala from feeding people, and not just normal people, not everyday people,
Yes.
but the most needy, the ones living under poverty
Correct.
lines. So I hope you know how important this is, for not only for us, but also for our beneficiaries. Okay, next question. How do you guys implement the korban in African countries?
Okay, I'm gonna put a wall here. Okay, you can answer that.
Okay, all right. So we do have partners worldwide. We do have international partners that we work with very closely and repeatedly. So our partners actually help us, go through the process.
Yeah,
Like they will
correct.
actually be the ones that are going to be there, check the livestock, and
Yes.
then make sure that the korban, the sacrifice, is actually being done properly in the right way. And then at the end of the day, we will get reports. We will get also photos from our partners in order to make sure to show you that we are doing things but the right way. So the transparency is there.
And also, I think when you're in Aceh, you'll be able to see the livestock.
Yes,
as well,
correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are preparing for, inshallah, a live stream so that you guys will be able to see just like an update. So you guys can just remember to follow us on Instagram at Global Ihsan Relief so that you are updated 24/7
Yes,
if you
correct.
need to be.
Correct.
Okay? Alright, so the next question, hang on, let me see. Wow, you guys are in on it. Okay. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so Aiman has been to more mission trips than I have, so I would definitely like to ask him this. Now, what is your favorite part about the mission trips?
Alright, the favorite part of the mission trips. Okay. I'm going to share about one mission trip about regarding Umrah for orphans. Okay. When I was doing Umrah for orphans,
Maybe you should tell them when you went for Umrah.
okay,
for
I went
orphans,
for Umrah for orphans back in January. This year, January. It was a few months ago. Okay, and at first, when I was selected, Alhamdulillah, I was very over the moon, of course, to be able to perform Umrah as well. But I had a worry, which was, what if I am focused too much on my job and not on my Umrah?
Oh, okay.
Because
That's
I'll
true.
need to, I need to record some of the orphans. I need to take their photos and whatnot. And I was afraid that,
Both is like amanah, so you don't know which one to decide.
Which one to decide? Allah, not Allah, like Umrah or the orphans, So my focus was all over the place at that point of time. But when I did the Umrah, when I was doing my tawaf with the orphans, okay, and it was Palestinian orphans, yeah. When I did the Umrah together with them and knowing that they are orphans, actually, it actually melted my heart and made me forget about every single worry that I had about whether I was focusing too much on whichever. It made my trip more meaningful, actually, because when you are doing this for less fortunate people, for refugees and all, definitely it's heartwarming to see that they get to experience what we get.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so it means a lot to me lah. Yeah, and that's why I really love what I'm doing right now. Going for trips, going for talking to beneficiaries and whatnot. It makes me humble and it makes me
It really sort of grounds you.
Yeah, because that's the word I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Alhamdulillah lah, we are
Yeah.
blessed with that in terms, in what we do.
Yeah.
So Encik Bashir, if you're watching this, I would like to be activated for Umrah for orphans. Okay, let's move on to another question.
Yep.
Hang on.
Go on.
Okay, so this one, does the korban meat help the beneficiary? Sorry. Will I get to see the korban process in all countries? Okay, so throughout the week of Idul Adha, we'll be filling out our social media with updates, posts, stories from our, with the photos and videos from our partners all around the world. Although we cannot provide you individual photos or videos, you'll be able to see the process of korban and the distribution to the beneficiaries in all 35 countries that we are working in. So, like I've mentioned just now, remember to follow us on Instagram so that you will be updated.
Yes.
In order to, make sure that your money is being well spent.
Correct.
Because we do take pride in ensuring that your korban feed the most needy around the world.
Transparency.
Transparency, correct, transparency. Are we okay for another question? Ken? Okay.
Ken? Okay.
Okay. Hang on. Alright, does the korban meat help the beneficiaries? Yes. That is a short and as sweet, I can tell you, yes.
101%.
Like
because,
what? Okay, sorry, you go
Sorry,
first.
you go first. Okay, I go first lah. Okay. We will document every single the process of us distributing the meat to the beneficiaries. I mean, action talk louder than words.
Correct, yes.
Even though we say 100% yes, but we will also show. We will document it and show it to you guys that we will be distributing the meat all over to the beneficiaries.
Yep.
And also, if let's say we aren't there at that country, our partners will, ensure that the meat will be distributed to the refugees or orphans or the less fortunate people, inshallah.
Yes, and I also want to stress that we are providing korban meat not only to the refugees, the underprivileged internationally, but also here in Singapore. So
That's
don't
right.
forget about chilled korban that we are currently we recently sort of launched,
Correct.
and this will go to our Singapore beneficiaries. So you guys get to korban not only for international beneficiaries but also local
For local,
beneficiaries.
correct.
Yes. So it's as short as that. Yes, it will help.
101%.
Correct. Yes. Okay. Last one. Okay, just last one.
Okay, last
Hang
one.
on. How do you decide which countries are the most needy? Okay, this is actually a pretty good question. Like, how do we assess the countries that are considered as most needy? So, usually countries that are designated as the most needy are the ones facing the most severe crisis. So, for example, like Somaliland, they are facing unrest in the middle of a deadly famine and drought. We have Gaza, Syria, and Yemen, also devastated by conflicts. So even though we try to help as many people as possible, the countries that urgently needs the aid are the ones that we are sort of prioritizing in terms of the most needy.
Correct. Like for example, in Turkey we have the earthquake survivors, and then in Lebanon we have the refugees from Syria and Palestine. Correct, Syria and Palestine. So that's how we, that's how we decide lah actually.
Correct, yeah. So I hope we have answered some of your questions. And I believe, okay, let me just answer the last one, okay? Just last one. Thank you so much for sending in all your questions. We are pretty much happy with it.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on, just give me a second. Do the group of beneficiaries change every year? Yes and no. Because we try to feed the same families, because we do want to see the progress, especially for example, Korban for Orphans is the same sponsored orphans, because that is already our beneficiaries, our beneficiary pool, because those are from our care for orphans worldwide. So no, because if let's say there are earthquake survivors, we do take them in, inshallah. If we can afford, we will take them in.
Yes.
So I hope that answered your question, and I hope that has clarified any doubts that you guys have had for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. That's all the time we have today, actually, Aiman.
Oh, that's all. Okay, that was like, I was expecting like the shower. Okay.
That's pretty much all of the questions we have for tonight. To all our guests, to all our guests for the night, thank you so much for joining us in this insightful late night talk show. Just give us a moment. Just give us a moment, and then we'll be right back. All right, thank you. Welcome back. We apologize for the second set of technical difficulties. I thank you guys for hanging in there, staying still. We've already answered your questions, like what's the most affordable package? Do the Korban actually help the beneficiaries? How do we categorize or assess countries that are considered the most needy? And I hope the Q&A have helped to clarify some of the doubts and questions that you guys had. And with that, Aiman, actually, that's all we have for today. That's the end of this live talk show. And I want to thank our guests, Sufi, Naziha, Aisha, for joining us and for this insightful late night talk show.
All right, and I hope you've enjoyed all of our content and the sharing from our staff. And we also hope that you feel inspired, to help any people in need actually. And remember, here in Global Ihsan Relief, we have 35 countries for you to choose from to perform your Korban.
And 37 locations, yes,
worldwide. Yeah, so it's like anywhere you choose, it's fine. If let's say you want the cheapest package, it's only $48 for a cow share in India, and if you want the cheapest goat, it's $115 $115 for a goat in Malawi.
That's
Alright,
right.
and we also in Global Ihsan Relief we have a special type of donation. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called the automated donations where you
For the
can,
best 10
For
days.
the best 10 days, actually, you can have your donations automated using Global Ihsan Relief's best 10 days automated tool on our website. So you buy one time, you
Nice.
pay one time.
Correct.
Okay.
And you don't have to think about it already.
Yeah, and then you will keep like just
Yeah.
keep on paying, keep on paying,
Correct.
keep on paying.
Yes.
Yeah, is pay one time or how?
It will automate every day. It will deduct an amount. So let's say you
Correct.
want to donate $10 each day. They will deduct $10 each day.
Yes, perfect.
So we truly hope that the viewers at home have enjoyed the live show with us, as well as know more about the different Korban packages that we have here at Global Ihsan Relief. Once again, I thank you so much for joining us today. We have the best 10 days of the year coming up, and we hope that you have found this session inspiring, exciting.
Sorry, can I just add one more thing?
And sorry, yes, sure.
And if let's say you want to check our prices for our
Korban
Korban
packages,
packages, you can actually head on to our Instagram or our
Yep.
website, Global Ihsan Relief. Okay, and you can just see the different packages we have, the number of Korban countries that we have. Like I said, 7 locations, 35 countries. You can check the prices all over there.
Correct, yes.
Back to you, sorry.
It's alright, okay. So like I was saying, I hope that this session was inspiring and exciting for you guys. Please continue to support our Korban Relief 2023. Now, don't forget to like our Facebook page as well as follow us on Instagram so that you will be more updated, with our deployment team's updates as we document our Korban projects happening worldwide. And with that, Aiman, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good night.